Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mark, JB, Candy, JDM. Thank you, everybody. Morning. We're just getting this all set up. Welcome, Kick. Welcome, Twitch. And YouTube. Welcome. As you're coming in, guys, if you could just tap the screen and share the YouTube, Twitch, and Kick Live out, we would greatly appreciate that. Paul Miranda, good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. Filing in. It's game time. Good morning. Are we awake? Are we awake out there, everybody? Hello. Good morning, Mr. Dave, Santi, Carrie, Paul, JDM, Candy, JB. Welcome. Let me see who we have over there in Kickland. One person over there in Kick. Good morning to you. Share the live out, please, over there on Kick. That would be greatly appreciated. Before we get started, just to go over a few items, we have a news today. I posted the news in the VIP chat under the free section. That's available to everybody. So go check out that news over there. We got here at ADP employment change came in at 146. Consensus was 150 and the previous was 184. 945, we got the S&P Global Composite PMI. 10 o'clock, we got factory orders, ISM services employment, new orders, and ISM PMI. Crude oil at 10:30. So we do got some news here between 9:45 and 10:30. Just keep that on check. Watch that ISM PMI number and the S&P PMI number. All right, we'll have it here as well. Good morning to everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope that training last night that we had sunk in for a lot of you. I see a lot of you are still overthinking things after that live training yesterday, and you are just going to hurt yourself. So here we are on the SPY right now. Miss Market still trekking along here. We know our 8 and 20 are in line here, starting to get a little far from each other. This is the fourth Greek candle to the upside. We go to our 2-minute right now. We're in that neutral to wide state. We are in position 3. We know we can expect a pullback from the SPY. There is no doubt about it, okay? So you're not going to go chase that long over there on the SPY. We are going to start off here with AMD. I believe AMD is in a narrow state. Yep. There it is, AMD, automatically on watch when we're in these narrow states like this. The issue is we're up there in position 3 as well. On the hourly here, we got that granddaddy waiting for us in position 3, way up there. Let me ask you all a question. What would be your thought process on AMD at the open? Someone tell me in the chats. What would be your thought process on AMD? As I pull up my pen here, there it is. Right here. We have the 1 hour granddaddy right there pointing down, okay, at 144 hold number. We're in position 3 on the 2-minute. What do you think you'd be looking for? Thank you, JJ. Katana Lim. Katana, don't worry, I got your email. We're going to book something there in January, okay? KK, good morning. Rejection off the 1 hour 200 for a play back down, right? To fill that some part of that gap. Let me ask you, Carrie, we have our move to the upside on this, right? We're way up there. Let me get this lined up correctly for you. Right? We're way up there. So we know there's your green candle to the upside. we have a play back to the 50% level right there for a possible move back down off that 1 hour 200. That could be setting you up for a beautiful play. Nothing's guaranteed, but the high probability setup on that is pretty high, right? Right about 70%. So as you move back to AMD, you see what kind of pullback you get coming off that 1 hour 200. Is it violence or is it a little itty bitty one? Then you can look for a move higher on AMD, okay? We're going to head over to Apple. Apple right now, you're in that neutral state. You're in position 2. We know the power on Apple won't be as good as when we got that move yesterday because now we're in a neutral state. We were coming out of a narrow state before. So position 2 to the upside here. We'll take these whip zones out from the yesterday. You see how we had that move up over that whip zone. And on the hourly, we know, and daily, we're free and clear. Now, when you're free and clear from all pivots, now you say to yourself, what position am I in? What state am I in? Neutral state. We're in position, getting into position 2. We can run up a little bit, but now you got to look for your whole number rejections on Apple, okay? How we doing, Jordan? Lino, yes. Julius Clark, how are you? Mark Meza, Carrie, JJ, Katana Lim, Santi Monty is in the house, and Paul Miranda, JDM, welcome, welcome, welcome. Keep tapping that screen, guys. Share that YouTube out to wherever you can share it out to. Let's look at Coin. So we know here on Coin, we're going to put our whip zones in play. Right there. Boom. Boom. Narrow state here on Coin. Position 2. On the hourly, as we move up, we have this right here. 1, 2, 3. You got that triple top right there on Coin. I remember talking about this yesterday. You really want to get over 317.50 on this to the upside. I mean, you have room up to 316 coming out of 312. You got a $4 move there, but I want you to be aware of this triple top there on Coin, okay, on your hourly. That is important. Don't overlook that. There he is. Today's a big day for everybody. There he is. There she is. There they are. All right. Don't forget, what else are we looking at this morning? Put it in the chat, and we will go over it for you. We're going to head over to Amazon. Look good this morning here in a narrow state. Yes, we like Amazon in narrow states, right? We are in a narrow state. There's your whip zone levels. The problem is you're in position 3 as well. Do we have an hourly 200 above us on this? No. But we got the whole number of 216, 217, and 218. So you're going to be looking for your topping tail or your red elephant bar to the downside for a move back here on Amazon. We go back to that 2-minute here. You're in a narrow state, though. So we know when we're in these narrow states, we're in position 3. We can get some more room to the upside, but then you're going to get that pullback. Now, traders, when you're in a narrow state like that and you get the pullback, you're probably going higher after that pullback. So just keep that in mind as well on Amazon. What else are we looking at, traders? Tesla. My cousin texted me this morning. You think Tesla's going to go down? I said, well, if I had a crystal ball, I would be able to tell you that. Tesla right now, we are in a neutral state on this. We are in position 2 to the upside. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green bars to the upside coming out of the close yesterday. So we are due for a pullback here on Tesla and then a regroup. We also have our 20 down here that needs to catch back up to our 200. On the hourly, you know you got room up to these pivots, right? Right here and right there across the board. Those are resistance levels that you must know. And watch that on Tesla. Good morning, Zachary. Does that say lawyer? How do you say your last name? Lawver. Good morning, Zachary Lawver. The Q's. Hey, that's all right. I got you. Zach, we only have one Zach, I think, right? We got 2 Oscars now. The Q's. 2 Oscars in the, what are the odds of that? All right, let's see here. And we have no Bobs. Where's Bob? The day we get that VIP Bob member, he's going to be a celebrity. Right now here on the Q's, we're in a neutral state. We're up there in position 3. We're up there, that's for sure. On the Q's, you're going to look for whole number rejections now, like 521, 522, okay? and then you're going to look for a move back because everyone on the queues is going to collect their profits at the open, most likely. I know I would, unless they're a bumbling idiot. And then you are going to get a move back to the downside for a reset up for a long, possibly. Depending on if you're going to get a long here back up, you got to look to see what kind of pullback you get on the cues at the open. If you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Voss. I've been trading for 21 years come April. We also have a VIP that is open at thevosstrading.com. Thevosstrading.com. Head over there. That's where you will get into our VIP. How much per month and how much per year is listed over there. I am not allowed to say that on TikTok anymore, nor am I allowed to show the website on TikTok anymore. All we can say, traders, and I'm going to need your help in the chat, is head over to the link in our bio. Our bio has the link where you can find out all the information on our education trading community. Tyler Graves, what's up, baby? IWM looked good this morning. I remember looking at that. I think we were narrow, right? Yep, a little bit here. We're in a narrow state on IWM. WNBC. We are in, just like Tesla, almost the same setup here. We are in position 2 to the upside. Let's get rid of these other whip zones. They bother me when I leave them on the screen. Hold on. We are in position, heading up to position 3 now here on IWM. We're going to head over to our hourly, and we know we got the 20 as resistance waiting for us there on the hourly at 241.15 for a move on IWM back higher. You're going to have to get over that 20. Also, we know on the 2-minute time frame, our execution time frame at the open, our 20's got to catch up a little bit more to that 200. AMD right now, narrow state, as we said. You're up there in position 3. You're up there in God's country. You have the granddaddy of them all waiting for you right there at 144.20. So you're in position 3. You have the granddaddy at 144.20. Do you think you're going to go long on that at the open? I wouldn't. And I suggest you don't either. Remember, this is not financial or investment advice. This is for education purposes only. All human beings must trade at their own risk. Robert Maruco, what's up, baby? Spotify. Yes. Hold on. Let me check everybody over there on our kick. Make sure. Is everybody alive over there? Hello. 2 viewers on kick. Good morning, El Polo Loco. Yes, El Polo. Can you tap the screen over there? Is that an option? See if you can tap that screen. You know, is that an option? There you go, El Polo. That's it. I like you over there, El Polo. Don't forget, we're not forgetting you over there. You do have a partner. I just wanted to say hi. I'll keep you up right here, all right? You're in my little private area right here on my laptop. So I have you in front of me here. I got the tubes and what's the other thing called? Twitch over there to the left. And I got my charts in front of me up here. Spotify. Let's see what we got going on over here in Spotify land. We are in a neutral state, position 2 to the upside. On the hourly, you got room to go, and daily, you got room to go. We're just waiting for now. You're at a hold number of 498 currently here on Spotify. You still got room up to 499, but then as you get into position 3, you got to look for that pullback. Also, currently, you're going to get people that are going to sell and collect their profits on Spotify at the open. Diz, I'm working my way down the line here. Diz. We know Kate loves a good Diz. Are you a big Disney fan, Kate? Like, you go there a lot? Like, you have Mickey Mouses and Minnie Mouses all over your house and Moanas and all of that? And did you go see the Moana movie? It did incredible in the box office. #1 all time for an opening for animation movies. Did you see that? So congratulations if you smell what The Rock is cooking. Right now, Diz, we're in a neutral state. Where are we on this, Diz? Oh, we got a little bit of a gap down here in position 3 at 116 currently. Need that 20 to catch up a bit here to that 200. We know we're probably going to move back to the upside at the open at first, okay? Right about into these pivots here, close that gap, and then you can look for a move back down once that 20 catches up to that 200. You also got a pivot right here at 115.50. 115.50. You have a pivot there, Kate, on the hourly. Never been to Diz. I've been there, I think, twice in my life. Recently was 7 years ago in the summer, and it was hot as hell. El Polo Loco, it's JDM. What's up, baby? JDM is back and forth. 1 minute he's in kick, the next minute he's over there on the tubes, and then he'll venture over to Twitch. We love our JDM. He's my boy. I love JDM. What else are we looking at? MU, hold on, Google. Working our way down the line here, and we got Google in a neutral state. Voss is on a roll today. I had no breakfast this morning. I'm a little bit hungry. I don't know if you, before we do Google, have you all had the chicken and roasted pepper wrap at Dunkin' Donuts? It's been there for a while. You get that thing well done, it's like heaven in your mouth. It is just beautiful. They have like a little bit of a sauce in there. Woo-wee! It is delicious, but don't burn your tongue as you're eating it, folks, okay? Because it is a little hot when you first eat it. Nowadays, we have to remind people of everything. So we are in a neutral state. We're in position 3 to the upside here on Google. We have support that we're hanging out on right now on the granddaddy of them all on the hourly. So what we have here with Google is we have support on the hourly. The only problem that we have, traders, on Google is that our 20's down here. So we may get a little bit of this at the open on Google. All right, they're gonna collect their profits. They're gonna be banging into the 1 hour 200. We're gonna be going up and down possibly on Google, waiting for that 20 to catch up. So keep that in mind on Google. Don't burn your tongues, folks. 63 watchers over there on the tubes. That's pretty good since this is our 5th time ever on YouTube. I think that is a good accomplishment. And we will be on YouTube every day. Don't forget, at 10 o'clock today, we are suspended from TikTok. So I can go live at any time after that. Be on lookout. We will also be going live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick every day from now on. We are hitting them all, babies. We screw it. We can't just rely on one. It's not worth it. Because we never know what's going to happen. And at least we build that YouTube momentum, right? We can't do that to YouTube. There are our friends, YouTube. They may be all we have. By the way, everybody, the TikTok U.S. Appeals Court will be announcing any minute between now and a Friday morning. So keep on the lookout for that. If the Supreme Court, not the Supreme Court, the U.S. Appeals Court comes back and holds up that ban, TikTok's got a major problem. All right, let's go. PayPal, Mr. Dave. Yes, it is over there on PayPal. Let's see what we got. We are in the whip zone in a neutral state here on PayPal, trading at $84.42 currently. To the upside, you got your 8 in the way there at $85.57. Your 20 is also in the way on your hourly at $86.13. If you get under the whip zone of $85 to the downside, make it $84.95. Just know you have that pivot there at $84.62. And then there is freedom for support, nothing in your way, down to $83.47, where this could be possible support for you on PayPal. Yabba dabba do. Microsoft, let's go. Over here on Microsoft, El Polo Loco. I love it over there. What do we got going on? Who's your other viewer over there, JDM, in Kick World? Goddamn Kick. We are in a narrow state on Microsoft in position 3 to the upside. Remember, when you're in that narrow state in position 3, don't just assume you're going to go in the opposite direction. You may get some more movement up, and you may get a gap and a nap as well here. 434.66, Microsoft is good to go. Your next resistance point on this on the daily is going to hover right around here, around 435.21, and then you got room up to 438 on Microsoft. Keep that in mind, traders. Narrow state. Hood. What do we got here on Hood? Give me a little Hood, everybody. We're in a neutral state on Robinhood. Up there in position 3. Hello. You're at that pivot right there at 39.77. Got the whole number of 40 right above you in position 3. I would not take this long or look for anything long until I get a pullback on this first, especially in this neutral state, position 3. Let's bring it back, everybody. I have to set up gifts for people to donate to me on Kick? Well, how the hell do you do that? How would one do that? Set it up. Why isn't it set up for me already? Who the hell wants to set it up? Or who the hell wouldn't set it up? That's the next question I got, El Polo Loco. You know what I'm saying? My brother. My brother, how do I get back to you now? Hold on, JDM. I'm coming back. I just had to leave for a second. I'm coming back to you. Here he comes. There he is. Jared might know. Or Powder. Where is Powder? Is Powder awake? Someone go wake Powder up. Is he in here? AFRM. AFRM, yes you are. There it is. You are in a narrow state. By the way, who's going to use there it is today? I need you to put in the VIP chat how many times you used it and how many times it was successful today. We are in position 1 on AFRM to the upside. You got room up to these resistance levels here of $72 on AFRM. Watch the 71. You got to get over that first, okay? Looks good, though. Narrow state. We know in a narrow state what's going to happen. These are going to start pulling away from each other. There's no doubt about it. Jared, there he is. Powder, there he is. Woo! We rocking and rolling over there in YouTube land. Poor El Polo Loco is holding down the fort. 4 viewers now over here in Kick. If anyone knows and can put the directions in YouTube chat or Kick chat, and how do we activate gifts on Kick, that's a mouthful. 4 donations, let me know. But it really don't matter. I mean, how many people are on Kick right now? Like 6 total, and we got, what, 2 of them? No, I'm just kidding. MU, we're in a wide state here on MU. We're up there in position 2. On the hourly, right there it is. The granddaddy of them all is waiting. Look at that rejection off the granddaddy last time, remember? Woo! Remember I told you, watch that rejection off of there, and down, baby, down. 103.12, we got the granddaddy. So 103, hit 103, did the poke through. That's a perfect poke through right to that 200. Do you see that arrow right there, that topping tail? And boy, did you get a rejection. Pretty much you're going to get probably the same up to 103.12. Doesn't look so good here on the 2-minute. I mean, you're in a wide state to the downside, but you're in position 2 to the upside. No likey. That says to me, whippity whip, whip, whip. Whip, 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 whip. April! Sun's banquet last night. No, we did not record it. Not all of them will be recorded, folks, but that's okay. Just because you miss one doesn't mean you're going to miss them all. Rivian. I can see Katana Lim take the advice that she did. She took me with her on date night. And the Voss was hanging out at the table. I didn't get any food or drinks, though. I went there, hung out with them, and I was a little hungry, but that's all right. We are in the whip zone here in a narrow state on Rivian. On the hourly, to the upside narrow, you got room to go on this, okay? You have room to the upside, up or down on Rivian. All you need to focus on is that you are in this narrow state, okay? When you're in that narrow state, guys, coming out of the open like that, forget. Only thing you really have to watch out for is whole numbers. That is still a brick wall. But your pivots to the left really won't kick in for about 5 to 10 minutes because you have too much momentum. Trinity in the house at New Begin, number 9705. Trinity, I have a question for you. Who is at New Begin 9704? You did 9705, so I'm assuming there's a 9704 out there somewhere. Do we have a 9706, everybody? Going once, going twice. Keep tapping that screen. 71 viewers there over there on YouTube. Kick, we got 4. Free Big Purr. What's up, Free Big Purr? Are you new here? Welcome. Bring all your friends in. Over there on Twitch, we got that one lonely soul. Good morning, Hillary, over there on YouTube. Hillary's hammering that pig already. Good morning, Jason KT. Good morning to you. Uber! Before Kate, I bet you Kate was just typing in Uber. I'm going to get to it before she says it. Head over here on Uber. We are in the whip zone. We're going to put our whip zone levels up. They are crucial levels, as all of you know in our VIP community. Right here, we're trading in the whip zone. We got to get out of this, either up above the white or under those white lines there. We're going to head over to the hourly. Above our whip zone level here, you got your 20 in the way as major resistance with a few pivots here on Uber. And then you got the granddaddy of them all waiting for you at 73.31. Under the whip zone to the downside here, under $71 whole number, there is room before you run into support. Just be careful, though. You're in a neutral state currently on Uber, but you do have more room to the downside. NB, good morning. Smash that like button, everybody. Teddy Flows is in the house. They're coming in now. My kids are starting to say, there he is. There it is, baby. See, there he is. There it is. There they are. There she is. Those they are. It's a party over here. Bump, 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 bump. SoFi coming up after this commercial break. Just remember, everybody, Dove deodorant is very good. I use Dove every day. Sometimes I use it twice a day and 3 times a day. But don't keep it under the water too long because the soap will evaporate quick. You will go through a lot of soap if you are not careful. But head over to Dove. Dove is a great soap company. Back to you, Bob. Thank you, Will. All right, we are here in SoFi land. We are in a neutral state. We are in position 2 to the upside. Over here, we got room on SoFi up. You got no problems on SoFi to the upside here. The only issue is you're in a neutral state, but you have room. Watch that pullback right here, and then you may go on it, okay? You're looking for your event. You must look for your events at all times. We don't just trade position. We also must need an event. Does everybody understand that? Just because you're in position 3 to the upside doesn't mean we are automatically trading it to the downside. No. Just because you're in position 3 to the downside doesn't mean we're automatically trading it to the upside. No. We need position, event, and you need to know what state you're in. We are not talking about New Jersey, California, Texas, Utah, Oklahoma, New York, or Florida. We are talking about the state of your stock. Most traders don't even know that exists. QCOM. How do you like my commercials? You think we should do some more commercials every day? Really fuck TikTok up. They'll be so goddamn confused. They'll be like, this guy's doing commercials now. Oh, it's going to be so hard not to go after those people, those mutants. All right, right now we are in a narrow state, especially when Mutantville is open. We are in a narrow state right now on QCOM. We are in position 3 to the upside here on QCOM, banging on that door right there into the granddaddy. Right now, listen, everybody. We're knocking on that door with the 1 hour 200. Are we going to get over this in a narrow state and head higher on QCOM? Or are we going to bang into that door? Nobody answers and pull back there on QCOM. Complexity. Doug, are you in here? No, I cannot tell you which way it's going to go. I do not have that crystal ball. What else are we doing here? April, you're so funny. Thank you, April. Boeing Rami. How are you, my Rami over there? We got Boeing. We're going to remap this out right now. What do you want my next commercial to be? Just put it in the chat, and we will do that commercial. We are currently right now in the whip zone. Neutral state here on Boeing. We got to get under 154.93, possibly for a short. Not guaranteed. We know that. Over 156 to the upside for a possible long here on Boeing. We're going to head over to our hourly chart right now. Over the whip zone, you look good, guys, on Boeing to the upside and under. So we'll see which way Miss Market wants to take us, up or down. Be prepared for events up or down for a trade on Boeing. Rami, PayPal. Yes, we did PayPal before. Remind me, we'll do that in a little while again. Kevin Curtis is here. Kevin Curtis is not in Vegas. Kevin Curtis is not in Africa. Kevin Curtis is not in Jamaica. He is home. It's good to see you back home, Kevin Curtis, my traveling man. Remember, folks, if you're here for the first time, give us a subscription. Give us a follow over there on YouTube, Kick, or Twitch. TheVossTrading.com, our VIP education community and courses are open. Head over to TheVossTrading.com where you will learn everything that I'm talking about and how to learn and trade properly. No, we will not give you signals. No, we will not do any of that garbage. We are looking for people who love trading, who are disciplined, who are patient, and want to learn how to do this. Free Big Perm. Welcome. Paul Miranda and NVIDIA coming up right after this commercial break. Red Bull. Well, folks, we have a drink called the Red Bull. They also own an arena where soccer players play in. Red Bull could be detrimental to your health. Please check all the ingredients. You have to make sure you are not poisoning your body over there with the Red Bull. There are other things that you can drink that won't poison you. If you are currently addicted to that type of drink, I suggest you start weaning yourself off one Red Bull at a time. Thank you, and back to you, Bob. Thank you, Will. What else are we looking at? NVIDIA, let's go. NVIDIA. See, I can't move this up once I put it on the screen. Damn. All right, here we go. NVIDIA, let me get the chart reset. You are in a neutral state here on NVIDIA. You're up there in position 3 on NVIDIA. Keeps trying. Whip, we're over that 200 on the hourly now. We have it as support. That's very important. So on NVIDIA, when they pull back and collect their profits, you're most likely coming down to 140, 150, where you can find support for another move to the upside on this, okay? So just keep that in mind. If you get under that 200 on the hourly, you are going to whip around because you are now going to be stuck between that hourly 200 and that hourly 8. And as you're whipping around in here, you're also, your daddy, the 20, is going to catch up and really get you locked in there. So we can look for maybe some sideways action on NVIDIA if we get under that 200. So hold for support on that. There he is. There he is, Doug. Hello, Josephina is in the house. Hello, everybody. Richard Estes, the spy. And then we will do Amazon. Commercial breaks remind me of GTA. I have no idea what that means. Just put in your camera above your head. Just put in your camera above your head. Just put in your camera. I don't know what he's talking about. Why am I going to put my camera above my head? I don't get it. I love you, Doug. I love you. Spy, we're in a neutral state. We're up there. Hello, Spy. We're up there in position 3. Now, let me ask you all a question. Everyone that's new on here. This is currently our move to the upside. That's the big green candle. This is where we're currently trading right here. You see it? What do you think all these people are going to do at the open? Now, the novice traders are going to say, we're going to the moon, but they're going to be wrong. We know we're going to get that pullback when real traders sell off. So you're going to look for that move back to that 50% or 25% retracement level, and then possibly another move higher. You must look to see what kind of pullback you are going to get. If you get violence to the downside like that, it is not wise to now regroup and go long again, because you are now fighting those big red candles, okay? Everything builds on top of each other. Remember, state, position, event, retracement levels. I'm the spy. Michael Bars, welcome. Doug, how'd it go when you said, there they are? So you can't walk into a group of people and say, there he is. What you can do, there he is, there she is, but then you're only talking to one. So the rest of the people in the group will probably get a little upset. So, say, there they are. Two people over there on Twitch. Hello, Twitch. How are you? I'm waving like you can see me like an asshole. How are you over there on Twitch? Oh, maybe you can see me. There we go. I thought I was too far away. Three people over there with El Polo Loco. He's holding down the fort over there on Kick. Listen, JDM, I know it's tough over there with all those comments. Just, we're going to get you some help, hopefully. They turned around and were like, hey, see that? Now they're going to go back to their desk and they're going to say, that guy Doug, I really like him. He's a really good guy. They're going to talk about you, Doug. And the next time you see them, you're going to say, you will probably see them by themselves next time. And you're going to say, hey, there he is. And they're going to go back and they say, hey, what's up, Doug? They turned around and were like, hey, it's contagious. It is, because the more you do it, the more they're going to do it. UNH for April. April showers bring May flowers. That we do know. Let's take a look on United Health. Playing golf next week. Going to be 58 degrees, unless my buddy was lying to me. Let's head over to the weather. Let's do a quick commercial break. Weather.com, folks, is the best place where you can get your weather for your state, zip code, and town. Head over there to weather.com and check out their radar. Check out when it's going to snow, rain, be hot, and be cold. That is what we do over here at weather.com. Back to you, Will. No, Bob. Thank you, Will. All right, let's see here real quick. 10-day. 60 degrees. Oh, it's going to rain. God, 60. How do we go from 36 degrees for 3 days in a row to 60 degrees? Damn, it's going to rain, though. No. Sorry, April. Got a little off there on a tangent. UNH, we're in the whip zone. Yes, here's our whip zone level. 608.50 up, 604.83 possibly to the downside. Remember, this is educational purposes only. You must trade at your own risk. Let's go to the hourly on UNH and see what we got here. Under the whip zone, not Tracy. April, you're good. You got room to the downside. Above the whip zone, you got room to the upside. So let's see which way Miss Market is going to take you. You're in a narrow state, April. You don't care which way the market goes up or down. You just know with an event in the right position, you're going to take it. Kenneth Kelly, welcome. Yes, Cuban reseller. There he is, or she, we don't know by that name. IWM for Andrew Essner. IWM, you're right here in position 2 to the upside. You got your Powderhound ski slope here. Just keep that on watch as well. Neutral state, not too bad. On the 15, you look good. Head over to the daily. You're banging right now into the 8, and then you got the 20 there. So I wouldn't go long on IWM right at the open. I would let that settle down because you're going to get a pullback, possibly. You're welcome, April. Etsy. I always say that every time you say it, like it's like a new revelation. Let's see what we got here on the Etsy narrow state though. Position 2 up. I like it. On the hourly, you're at that pivot. Over that pivot, you got room to go on Etsy. Good one there, Kate. I like it. 9:09 already. How long have we been on? Let me go check. Have we been on? Let's see. Been on 41 minutes already? Damn, that went real quick. That went quick. Yes, it is. You know what's scary, folks? Not scary, but you know what's wild? Let's say there was no TikTok when I started this a year ago. And let's say I was just using YouTube, Kick, and Twitch, which royally suck ass. But you all would have never found me. TikTok brought us together. Brad James over there on Twitch to the moon. Hello, Brad. Do you all realize that? You all would have never found me, because how many of you would have been on YouTube on live streams? This is a serious question. If there was no TikTok a year ago, would you have been on YouTube looking for streamers? We're on a delay, so I got to wait a second. Good job, Kate. I like that. Hold on, Justin Phipps. We're going to get to all of these. XOM, I got you, Powder. I'm just waiting for my question to be answered. But I know we're on a delay. Never, Mark Meza says. Nope, I would not. So isn't that crazy? Remember I talked about on here, you never know about timing. That I gave you the story about me and my wife with the Giant game, and I changed my online dating to go a little bit farther. And that's how I found her. I found her within like 10 minutes after I did that. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to really change this because I don't want to travel all the way up there. It's a game of inches. Everything is a game of inches. And let me explain something to you all you traders. You never know when you're going to turn that page, when the bell is going to go off for you. It's going to, if you stick with this. And then you're just going to have a revelation. Oh, I understand this, what he's talking about now. Everything in life is a game of inches. It really is, man. XOM, position 1 to the downside. Narrow state. You know you're going to get a good move out of this, guys. You got room. All right? You got room. Don't let too much of these pivots derail you because you're in a narrow state. All right? Just watch your hold numbers and watch your daily 200. Like, this is something you have to watch at 116. You know you have room down to 116 coming out of a narrow state. If you were in a neutral or wide state, then those pivots on the 1 hour are really going to play a role at the open. Training videos on YouTube. All right. Very good, Jason KT. All right. It's fate. Fate brought us all together, guys. How we do? Hold on. Let me check on Kick over there. El Polo Loco. He's back to being by himself. It must be the deodorant. You using Dove JDM over there on Kick? You got Dove? Maybe that's why all those people left. All right, let's go over the watch list. We're going to start off with Miss Spy. Miss Spy, we know, is in a neutral state to the upside. Position 3. We're not chasing that long. Only a yin-yang would. We're going to head over to Amazon. We're in a narrow state on Amazon. We're in position 3. We're not going long into the 200. Only time we would go long, it breaks through, it retests, and then you go. So I'll be looking for a short. I'm going to put AMD on watch for me, possibly for a move to the downside here. We're going to head over to Google. Google right now, you are in a neutral state. You are up there in position 3 on the hourly. You do have room up to this pivot, but as we know, on my execution time frame at the open, my 20's down here. It's going to be whippy. So I'm going to leave Google alone. Amazon right now, we are in position 3 as well to the upside. You're not in a narrow, oh yes you are. You're in a narrow state on this up there in position 3. Amazon's pretty much free and clear here to make more moves to the upside. So keep that on watch. You may get a pullback first, then you can look for the retest and back up you go. So I'm going to put Amazon not for a short at the open. I'll let that play out. I'm going to look for a possible retest and a long again on Amazon. But on AMD at the open, I will be looking for that short. MU, that's just me. This is not trading advice or investment advice. This is for education purposes only. Seems like my fingers wanted to stop working there. Okay, there we go. MU, wide state. in position 2. That 20 is just way too far. This is going to be a whip session, so I'm going to leave MU alone. We are going to head over to JPM. JPM, we're in a neutral state. I didn't do JPM earlier. What's wrong with you, Voss? What's wrong with you? Bad boy. We are in position. We're getting into position 2 to the downside in a neutral state. On the hourly, you got more room down. So I'm going to put JPM on watch for a possible short as well at the open. We're going to head over to NVIDIA. NVIDIA right now, you are in a neutral state. You are up there in position 3. On the hourly, we know we have support with that 200. You're going to get a pullback on NVIDIA probably at the open because they're going to collect their profits. You're going to come bang down into this, and then you can look for a long possibly on NVIDIA. Tesla. Uh-oh, I feel the deuce coming, boys. The deuce is about to get loose. Let's see here. Not too bad right now, though. On Tesla, we are up there in position 2. Our 20's down here. We know that has to catch up. We're going to get a pullback maybe on Tesla because they're going to collect their profits. If you were in this trade, guys, what would you do at the open? Would you say we're going to the moon, or would you start collecting profits? That will drive this price back down. Let that 20 catch up, and then you can look maybe for a possible long on Tesla. Mara, how are you? Mara, right now you're in the whip zone in a neutral state, above 25.25 up or under 24.86 down. Mara to the upside here. Be careful above the whip zone. You have the 20 right there at $26. Whole number with the 20. You got some resistance there on Mara. The Qs. The Qs right now, you're in a neutral state. You're up there in position 3. They will collect. I wouldn't go long right out of the open on this, especially being in a neutral state. You're looking for whole number rejection. You're currently at 521. Look for that move back to the downside and then a retest back to the upside. Depending on what type of pullback you get, traders, at the open will determine if you're going to look for a retest back to the upside. If you get a violent red candle or two to the downside, are we looking to go long back to the upside against all this violence? No. You're going to look for a setup because there are going to be amateur traders that try it, and then you'll look for a move more back to the downside. It's all about probabilities, folks. Trading is all about high probability setups. You must learn which ones those are, and then you will be a better trader. Hillary Poirier wants a little IWM. Right now, we are in a neutral state. You're in position. You're in 1. You're heading into 2. On the hourly, though, Hillary, we got our 20 there at 241.15. So be careful of that resistance on IWM. Also, you go back to the 2-minute, and your 20's got to catch up a little bit. So when you have resistance, guys, let me give you a little education here. You see that 20 that's in the way on the hourly? If you were in a narrow state, then I would be okay with you guys testing that, right? Because you're going to have that power to the upside. But the fact that you're not in a narrow state on this, you don't have that movement. So think about a narrow state like this. And I'm not going to tell you what a narrow state is because that's for our VIP members only, but all of you know what that is. So we have our narrow state, right? Think of this like you have an army behind you who are ready to attack. Go! You're all together as a big group. Go! Okay? Now, when you have a neutral state, think of it this way. You have an army still, but a lot of them are somewhere else. You're not all together. You're scattered all over the place. So that power now to the up or downside won't be as strong. When you're in a wide state, you got some army members up here, you got some down here. You guys are far away until you regroup for power again. Think of it that way. That will help you with your states. Brad James, who do you have over there with you on Twitch? I know we have you and somebody else. Going back over to Kick, let's say Polo Loco, you got 2 more over there. They're back. They must have had internet. They must have had McDonald's Wi-Fi, but they are back now. Why is it McDonald's Wi-Fi, folks? Why is it not Burger King Wi-Fi or Wendy's Wi-Fi? Why does McDonald's have to be screwed out of it? That's what I want to know, right? Oh, Boeing, sure. Boeing, we are in a neutral state. We're in the whip zone, under 154.93 down. You're in neutral. You have room to go. Yep, you still have more room. It looks good to the downside. To the upside, this 20 will have to catch up with you as you go up. Then you'll look good to the upside. All right, remember, neutral state. These people have to catch back up to these people and then go. I spiritually. Hello, Apple at New Beginnings 9705. Well, welcome again. I love messing with her. AAPL, that means you're in the group. That means Voss loves you. Right, Dave? Dave, where are you, Dave? My Dave. Still takes 90 trades a day. Post them all. But your posting is better now. You're heading in the right direction, Dave. That's for sure. Apple, we are in position 2 to the upside. On the hourly, we know all you got to look forward to is whole numbers. Neutral. Apple can still go, folks. All right, you make it a little pullback here first and then look for the reset up. All right. Let's see what AMD is doing over there, as we know that. Let me check that hourly. Yeah, it's hovering. Right? Everyone's thinking the same way I'm thinking right now. Go to that 200 and give me a topping tail on a 2-minute. And then you're going to hammer that pig, baby. There it is, Hillary. That's when we use it. When we know we're going to hammer that pig right there. Yep. And folks, at the open, don't be afraid to move your break even up a little earlier. All right? If it's going to go, it's going to go. But at least don't take a huge loss holding on for dear life, because you don't want to get that ego ripped. El Polo Loco, he's got his own thing going. I love this guy, JDM. When we playing golf, JDM, so I can kick your ass. Did you ever notice that? I'm kidding, JDM. I suck. But did you ever notice that when you go to play golf, you're like, I'm going to have a great day today. And then the first driver off the tee on the first hole, right into the woods. And then you go, there it is. Typical day for Voss. Here we go. But I do get better as the day goes on. Everyone I played with, that sucks too. We do get better as the day goes on. It's like we calm down. We're not a nervous wreck. You know, when you get to the first tee, and then you have that guy or girl show up and go, hi, my name is Earl. How are you? I'm paired up with you today. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm stuck with this guy for the next 2 hours now? I got Earl for the next 2 hours, and then Earl sucks too. But you know how Earl is. Earl's not going to say, well, if you move your hand to the left a little more and you bring the club back a little higher, you'll get a better swing. Earl, you just hit 4 balls into the woods. I only hit 1. I should be telling you what to do, Earl. You know? You always got that guy who sucks but wants to make himself think he's good at this game, just like trading. The majority of people suck, but their ego is going to get in the way. It's the same thing, I'm telling you. Poor... All right, they all come up with that handshake, and then you go in for that good handshake, and then I always squeeze their hand too hard, and I break like their knuckles. And then Earl looks at you like this, and then you see him turn around, and he's like, "Ow!" Like inside his mind, and I'm like, "Damn, I got one of them." They give you the loosey-goosey handshake. You got to watch those people. The loosey-goosey, you got to go in for the kill with a handshake, folks. You can't have the loosey-goosey, all right? Earl, SDFU. I'm just keeping an eye on AMD here, guys. That's one of the things, you know. Now, of course, AMD may leave without hitting that 200 and come down right away. But I'll know that if I get a good event, right? Let me show you guys something. If I get a good event on AMD to the downside, I'm still going to take it because I know I have support, resistance above me with that 200. Fold your thumb in and give the handshake. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you guys are funny. You guys are funny. Don't forget news at 10 o'clock and 10:30. Yeah. All right. Ooh, we got a little more time. So what do you all want to talk about? We went over everything. Are you all excited to get back on TikTok? Here's a poll. We're going to do a poll. You ready? How many of you tomorrow will be on TikTok? How many of you will be on YouTube, Twitch, or poor little Kick? No one else is there. It says 2 people. Maybe I'm the second person. That could be. I could be the second person over there. I was thinking about doing a commercial about toilet paper. But, TikTok. I'm staying on YouTube, I think, Jared says. TikTok. All right. You can go back and forth, Jared. You know, you can have them up on both, back and forth. No, that's not YouTube music. That is the music that Restream gives us. I can switch it up for you. You want to hear a little of this? You ready? How about this for all you beautiful souls out there? Here it comes. Let me see what this sounds like. You ready? You got new music coming your way. Let's put it up a little bit for everybody. Nicole Mumby. Yes, I agree with you, Nicole. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. You have the same name on both. I appreciate you for that. YouTube blows. It is amazing how far behind all our American social media is, isn't it? It's like depressing a little bit. All right, folks. Well, that's a wrap here. I'll see you in the VIP chat. Remember, you got your levels, you got your states, and that's about all I got for you. I love you all so much. Thank you for supporting and being part of the family. We are a big family in here, and that's important. I'll put our group up against